Jimmer, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
I think is this the ultimate daddy mobile, and I think
Let's go.
Let's go. Good, watch out.
Watch out.
I'm not that good at unbeating stuff.
It's not a huge whip. Whoa.
There you go. We're gonna have the color and
We'll never see me ever again.
yeah, bye-bye. And tune in for Jimmy's video if you want to hear his opinion. But for me, first of all, wow. Oh my God. What I want to say is that I usually do not do any static content on view because I'm mostly about driving also for you guys. But this car is the one that I have made a very big exception for because, my God, BMW M has delivered. What started off as an April Fool's joke became reality. It never was an intention to make BMW M3 Touring into a real GT3 car. But because of all the feedback from the community on Instagram, Facebook, social media, and everywhere, BMW M gave in and said, we need to make this a reality. And 20 years after their last special project, which was back then the BMW X5 Le Mans, for me one of the most desirable cars to drive, if I'm asked the question what kind of M car to drive, this is now here. So let's speak about this. This is based on the BMW M4 GT3 that we all know, which is already a very capable car, but there are a few key point differences. So underneath we have the P58 engine, basically the same as a S58 that we know from the road cars, but the main difference is the dry sump, and not for the oil to avoid oil starvation, of course, yes, but the main reason to run dry sump on these cars is so you can put the engine lower and therefore you have better aero balance. So, same engine, which produces up to 590 horsepower, same transmission, same drivetrain, X-Track, 6-speed sequential, exactly the same aero underneath, on the front, and you name it. The main difference is, of course, on the back. So all of this had to be made specifically for the cars, or all the tooling for the rear quarter panels. So design differs slightly from the April Fool's car, from the 3D model. It's actually made better, wider, more efficient, and of course the wing to compensate for the shape. Now, from the wind tunnel testing, it has been proven that it is pretty much identical to the normal M4 GT3. And speaking of wind tunnel testing, it just came back from there. You can see the aero paint still on the car. The wing element is still exactly the same as on the normal M4 GT3. End plates are slightly different, and then of course also the mounts. The back, well, the diffuser is same, but I believe there is actually somewhere a possibility to mount a tow hook. Now, while we're still speaking of the differences, the main differences on the car are the seat is mounted 60 mil forward compared to the other car, and this is built first and foremost on the G81 chassis itself. So it's actually the road car was taken and converted to a race car, whereas with the actual race car you have, well, completely built car from the ground up with the purpose of it being a race car. So the main differences also are the roof line, so the aerodynamic balance is slightly, well, in disfavor of this car, but everything is the same. Actually, the chassis number originally from a G81 you can find here. So seat mounted 60 mil forward. But speaking of the seat, the other main difference and the coolest one that I hopefully will be able to experience together with many others is that unlike M4 GT3, this car was made with possibility to install a passenger seat, because at the end of the day this is community-driven project and the passion needs to continue to be shared. So at some point whether before or after N24, there will be a passenger seat. I totally forgot to mention, yes, this car will actually race N24. It's not just like another concept study. It will run 24 hours of Nürburgring. But moreover, to be able to run 24 hours of Nürburgring, this car will race this weekend in NLS2 with all the greatest that will be joining it, and also qualifying race. This car will also have its own live stream on board. So when you're bored of watching our live stream, you can tune in into this car. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Classes. So whereas this is homologated to run the SP9 class, the actual GT3, this will be running in SPX class, the prototype class. So it will be not up against GT3s, although the powertrain and aero, etc. is all pretty much identical. This will be running in a prototype class, experimental class, for all the reasons. Proper Fanatec wheel. Can we put it on our sim rig?
I literally have this on my rig at home at the moment. Well, not this actual one, of course, but like one of these on there. So it's always crazy to like hop in the rig and go, oh yeah, well actually this is in my race car as well, actually. Very surreal, strange feeling. But yeah, I think the process of this, right, difference between the rig is you have to basically plug it in, put in some firmware, then it can be used on the rig, and then vice versa for the car. But it is literally just the same wheel, exactly the same.
Yep, it's exactly the same. The other thing, by the way, that this car does not have, it doesn't have air conditioning. It will have it after N24, but to compensate for a slight weight penalty, it will not have aircon. Good that we have trained to run a car without aircon. Oh my God, I'm not sure if I can include this in the video now.
SpongeBob level of muscle there.
What's your favorite feature of the car?
I think just the fact that it is like, it's a touring. You know, I always speak with Annie, my partner, about touring's so good because it's like, you know, you've got all the room and you get the sportiness as well. And she's like, no, I don't like them. How can you not like it? It reminds me a lot of like the old crazy estate racing cars of the past, you know what I mean? Like it's cool to see something different. Also from the back here, from this little shape, reminds me of like the old M Coupe, or what they call the little tiny little things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Z3, like Z3, the clown shoe.
Yeah, the clown shoe. Reminds me of the clown shoe a little bit. But what I'm really curious about is whether this car is going to be towing the other M4 GT3 into the...
Yeah, because it has a tow hook, or the possibility to install it, and we asked also about the towing capacity, but that is something that is still being homologated, so...
Poor gearbox. Poor gearbox, man. Time with that.
Also, speaking of homologation, this car is called M3 Touring 24 hours. So not GT3 because due to homologation, right naming, rights, legalities, you cannot just call it just a GT3. So we can call it maybe even GT1. No, we cannot do that either. So it's a 24-hour special. Yeah. Could we call it like the Dadmobile special? Like the...
Driven exclusively by dads. You know?
Yes.
That's a rule. So, Steve's out.
Steve's out.
Steve's out.
Yeah.
Steve, have a kid, it's that easy. All right.
Actually, maybe you can tell it in your video. Maybe you have more knowledge since you're like the sim racing legend. Since the previous BMW special cars were made famous in digital games, like, well, looking at you, Need for Speed Most Wanted, maybe we'll be able to see this somewhere else as well.
Maybe. I've heard rumblings that it's going to be in a sim title at some point, but only rumblings. So I don't know much more than that. But
and I'm sure some community-driven projects in Assetto Corsa mods will be possible as well.
I guarantee you that
after this video is launched, 1 hour after, this will be like on AC.
Because it's much easier, right, to take the physics of that car and slap it on this model than it is make this car in real life. So probably a couple of days it will exist.
Yeah, we should grab our phones and do like a quick 3D scan for the communities.
For the benefit of the guys behind there, we're not doing that.
What's your favorite comment? Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, there are no doors because they're saying 4 doors for more downforce or something. But you know what I'm actually surprised by? That nobody has actually built it before BMW. Because when this concept came out, quite often people want to build something, and people did come to us to ask like, hey, can we build this? And we said yes. Then we said the price tag, and I said, ah, yeah, okay, no, never mind. Well, since Jimmy and I cannot think of any more facts, all I want to say is that this is insane. I'm extremely grateful to BMW and for building this, for making this happen, for everyone there to enjoy. So again, tune in this weekend for NLS 2, also qualifying race, N24, and I'm very curious to see this in my rearview mirror to then be overtaken by it and see if we can spot a tow hook on it. Yeah, so epic, epic, epic. All right, and also check out Jimmy's video because he's gonna say something more about this car.
Yeah, definitely. All this expertise that I've got on my brain.
There is actually one more thing that I can show you. Why didn't I show you the inside of the car, the actual driver cockpit? Because I'm actually used to not getting in the cars. While Jimmy is installing his camera because he's ready to set this qualifying pole position lap.
Around this little room here.
Yeah. We have review camera. We have, yeah, the display, which is again the same as on the actual GT3 car. Fan attack wheel we already shown. Jimmy, get out. Let me show some other stuff. Tim. Alright. The steering wheel you should be familiar with from the GT4 and of course also GT3 car. We can go over the functions. We have wiper settings, mapping settings, ABS settings. The anti-lag system, yeah, that's different than a GT4. High beams, wiper, speed limiter, neutral, or N is no. I guess that's usually to put the car in neutral. Drink, full course yellow. Traction control settings, radio to contact with the pits, change settings. And here much more. Actually, this is different from the GT4 car that I'm used to, but yeah, we have the fuel pump, fan, radio settings, fan settings, dim light settings, tank valve, mirror. Yeah, you can adjust your mirrors electrically, driver ID, brake bias adjustments. A bit of aircon that you do not have on this car currently will be installed later, rear view camera, and some other features. By the way, this track, this I believe is BMW M test track, because this car has done, I think by now, 3,000 kilometers, test kilometers, which is very, very cool. So yeah, there's a lots of development that went into this, and I'm really excited to see it in action. Here we can adjust the pedal box closer or further away from us. Yeah, and the steering wheel adjustment. This is the furthest it will go. So yeah, I can feel definitely the difference from the GT4 car, where you can push it away much further. You have also ABS settings on the rear and front independent differently. No. And it smells so good. The best perfume. More of this upcoming weekend. NLS 2 and 24 hours of Nürburgring and the qualifying race.